Peace and light, queens. I'm coming back with a recap from yesterday. I did receive different private, comments and reactions from the womb power video I did yesterday, talking about how you need to cleanse your womb and how it begins with your foods, your thoughts, and things that you entertain. And I wanted to come back and circle back around that topic of our womb and express the understanding of it's not easy to kind of get to that place where you're just being conscious of that and wanting to not relive those cycles. It's not easy, because you kind of tend to kind of just sway back and forth with your own however you're evolving. So with your own journey, you may just choose to not be ready. Just like somebody, if you tell them, okay, you want to stop smoking cigarettes today, and they like yeah or no, and they still smoking cigarettes, and they're just not ready yet. They're gonna keep smoking those cigarettes. They're gonna keep smoking until they're ready to stop. So when it comes to our womb and the things that we entertain, although that's a very serious topic, that's a very serious thing that we have to understand and really be conscious about, it's not that easy. So I just wanted to, come back and just, recircle that whole topic, because before you can even get to those remedies of what I talked about yesterday, you really, really have to want to let go of your past. You really have to say to yourself, this does not serve me anymore. This is not giving me the love that I need, not just for myself, but just for my environment, just for my life path. Like whatever I have assigned to my life, this does not serve any part of me, my purpose, anything. So you have to really get to that place and be okay with that. And I think that's the biggest issue, that we're not okay with understanding that, hey, this shit ain't working, this isn't for me. And we continue to kind of patch it up. We continue to try to make it up. We continue to try to just sell ourselves this story, this illusion that never was and never will be. So I just wanted to just tell you, queens, that just understand that when you are in the place that you're in right now, think about why you're there. Think about the choices that you've made. Think about what do you need to do for you? How do you need to do that for you? And put yourself first, because a lot of times we tend to put others before ourselves. We tend to put others before our children. We tend to put others before our purpose. We tend to put others before the things that we know that we deserve, because we're okay, out of fear, out of rejection, out of just abandonment issues, neglect issues, we tend to kind of hold on to things that kind of mimic the pain that we've already experienced. But at the end of the day, it's what are we doing here? Why are you continuing to be comfortable with those same things? Why are you continuing to allow yourself to just be stagnant with pain, to be stagnant with rejection, to be stagnant with abandonment, to be stagnant with neglect? So again, I'm coming to you as real as I can. These are uncut thoughts. Please feel free to reach out to me if you need any other, questions answered, or, things that you may, want to revisit that is not for this public social media platform. But it takes time. It takes time, and you have to give yourself the time. You have to allow yourself to be with yourself. You have to allow yourself to be single. You have to allow yourself to be free within yourself. You have to allow yourself to take a moment to play the tape out. What does it look like? Are you just a booty call? Are you just a monthly visit? Every, hey, once a month he want to give you a call, or, every 3 months he want to think about wanting to be with you, or, you think about wanting to be with him. Be real with yourself. What is it that you're doing? And try to change that course. Try to change that behavior. Try to change that thought process of, what it is that you're doing. Because like I said yesterday, everything begins with the thought. Everything begins with a thought. So once you think about it, it then becomes placed in your womb. It then gives life to that thought, and then you react to that thought. So think about that, and think about, like, shit, is this worth my time? Because sometimes we devalue who we are. When we say, hey queen, peace queen, how you doing queen, do you really think that that's what you are? And then in turn you go out and do things that does not even reflect those values of you and your queenhood. So think about that, and think about what you're giving your time, your space to. Again, it's not easy, but when you begin to think about your journey, the things that you experienced in your life path, I think that it will all make sense, because you'll find that you continue to make the same decisions. You'll continue to make those same choices based on your pain. And when you think about your pain, it's like, okay, what it is, but you continue to evolve, right? You continue to move forward despite that, but then you find yourself back in that same shit, back in that same pain, because you know why? You haven't healed from that pain. You haven't given yourself time to fully heal. You haven't given yourself time to say, you know what, let me think about this. Let me just take a moment just with myself. So queens, this is, for you to take a moment, think about it, practice self-care, come back to the source of who you are, remember who you are, and let go of anybody or anything that does not define who you are. It's not worth it. It's not worth your temple, your soul, your life purpose, the things that you are building. It's not worth it. Think about it. Restart today, release today, and reflect today, and think about your journey. Take a moment to maybe journal, or meditate, whatever you do for your self-care, and just be real with yourself. Because once you're real with yourself and real with what you've been through, everything starts to make sense. Because it's when we lie to ourselves and we continue to live in that illusion, and we continue to kind of say, oh, it's okay for today, or it's okay for right now, but that shit ain't okay. It ain't gonna never be okay. Let that shit go. Let it go, because it does not serve you. It does not mean you any well. It does not mean you any good, and it's not going to get you to where you need to be. How do you do that? Check yourself first. Let it go. Release, reflect, remember, move forward. He ain't worth it. That ain't worth it. Let that shit go.